Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Right now what I'm going to do is start the painting of this guy. So I thought, you know what, instead of just like making little clips of like me painting it, I thought I would actually take you through the process of like how I kind of do this, and hopefully that would be helpful to you guys. I did it a little bit on my previous paint on this, which was a paint on this, on my previous paint, which was on the what's it called, the MTW 308. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip this down. I'm going to take off the components that I need to like have out of the way. Then what I'm actually going to do is remove like all of those things. I'm going to take the tape, and I'm going to cover up areas that I'm worried the paint might get into. I'm then going to spray it and do a base coat. For the base coat, I think I'm actually going to do like a sand. So like a lighter kind of color. This is Krylon camouflage paint. You can get different versions of this. Krylon, what's another one? Rust-Oleum, that's another one that I'll use, which is like one of these ones here. But what I'll normally do is just do the base coat. I'll base coat everything down. Then after that, I will go and tape over that, and I'm going to make little like tiger stripes, kind of similar to what I've done on previous ones. So you'll see that a little bit later in the video. And then finally what I'm going to do is do the clear coat, which is very, very important. So this is a clear matte coat. If you don't have this on it, it's just going to scratch off. So I do like 3 or 4 coats of this clear matte that goes on the top. So that's just very, very important. So just make sure if you're thinking about doing this, then that's something you're gonna factor in. Okay, so let's start with just taking off all of these attachments. I literally just put them all on, so I need to now remove them. And I'm gonna keep, I think, like most of these extra pieces I'm going to keep as most of the extra pieces, most of the like attachments, i.e. the light, the laser, the sight, I'm going to keep in black because I want to be able to just transfer them onto other replicas. I could go through and try and spray paint everything, but I don't think I need to do that. It does look a little bit like I saw in that last one where that screw head is just stripped, which isn't great. It's biting in there. So I don't know, maybe I'm just like messing that up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to take this light off. I'm going to take the sight off here, which is probably the most important thing not to get paint on. I'm covered in Charlie's fur at the moment. If you see him, he's down there. So get rid of this. Get rid of this. What I actually might do is paint the PTS Unity riser. I might just keep this hollow sun black and then paint the riser, because that could be kind of cool to have that. I'm going to take it off and paint it separately, but next door to it. But I might just do a paint on that because that could look pretty cool. Okay, and then I'm going to get rid of this, which is my Magpul. Where is it? My Magpul QD sling mount. These I literally have on everything now. I think I'm going to leave the bad lever on there. Am I going to do that? I might take the bad lever off it. Because I could separate and spray the upper and spray the lower separately, which is probably the better way to go about it. Yeah, let's do it properly. If I'm going to do it, I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to do it properly for you guys. So I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to grab this guy here. I'm going to take the bolt out. We'll tape it properly. You guys feel like I'm not just rushing and This is stripping the screw. It isn't going in there properly, which isn't great. And I've now stripped the bad lever. Well, this isn't good at all. Try and do it with one of these. Yeah, that's not going in, that's not turning. Might as well properly take this apart. It's just turning inside. So that could have ruined my idea right now. I don't really want to drill it out. Okay, I'll tape it and then I'll spray it like that maybe. Okay, let me just remove this guy. Remove all of my internals. I'm going to take the actual suppressor out. So the parts that I'm going to be spraying is this. I will spray, I'll try and spray the back of this charging handle just so that we've got some kind of continuity there. These are going to stay unsprayed. I might put a heavier buffer weight in there as well just to get a bit more recoil. I'm going to remove this stock. This is going to be a nightmare to get off now. Let me just do this. I need to sit down in my I kind of wish I'd left the actual thing on there because that would have made it easier. There we go. This is annoying. Actually, you know what? I might leave it on there just because I know I want to keep this stock piece probably black, or I want to keep it that color because as soon as I put it on again, it's going to make it even hard to get the stock on. So I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay, so what we're now going to do is put these guys off to one side. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to put this back in. So what I'm now going to do is tape these different areas. I might also take off the actual grip. I'm going to spray the grip, but I'm going to take it off so that we've got, just if I want to change it out in the future, I've got that option. Okay, so we have that there. This washer is in here, but that's fine. And I'm going to take this out. Okay, Okay, next what we're going to do is get this tape out. We've got painter's tape. I'll start with the lower. So we have that. Spray this as well, spray this as well. Yeah, we're going to start with the lower. And so what I need to do is basically like cover any areas that are going to be issues. And that is going to be mainly any bit which is going to have moving parts in it. So we're going to go with a piece that is going to run along the top here. This trigger box, and stop any paint from getting inside the trigger box. I'm going to secure it down on each side. I might do a couple of runs of that, just so that we know no paint's going to get in there. Keep those pins in. That's good there. Firing pin, I want to make sure that's covered. Right, I'm also going to just quickly put a little bit around these edges here. That's actually really good. Piece here, I just want to make sure that's covering there and that's covering there. Okay, and that's all held in place. Then just going to stick a little bit of paint over, sorry, a little bit of tape over this piece. We're not going to need to see this ever. I just want to try and make sure that that bolt area doesn't get too much paint in there. Right, the fire selector similarly. Try and just keep a little bit of edging around. I could remove all of this, you know, and actually like take out the trigger box, take out everything, and again, that is the proper way to do it. The other thing I should do really is do that so that I can mix it, but this is not going to be like a tidy, neat like paint job. This is going to be one of the you know, like trying to do different angles, different colors. So I'm not as worried about, if it was like, oh, I wanted it all matte green or something like that, then that's where I would be a lot more concerned. Right, so this little bottom piece here, underneath where the trigger is probably the most important not to get paint in. Not the most, but it's one of the most. So I'm just going to take some of these pieces here and just block this hole behind the trigger and around the trigger. It doesn't matter if the trigger itself gets paint on it, but we don't want anything to get inside the trigger box. Anything that I'm taping up is going to stay black, so it is going to be a lot more obvious. So we almost want to remove, you know, as much as we can. As in, like, cover where it needs to be covered, but not overdo the amount that we're covering it. But if paint gets in there and it starts messing around with the internals, that's where we're going to have a problem. I'm going to put some tape over the end of this stock tube here. Same thing where I just don't really want to get paint in there. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, but it's one of those. Don't need it in there, don't want it in there. Let's just cover it up. Okay. That's there, that's there. Okay, other than that, we actually should be pretty good. I might just quickly put... Problem is you don't have like little round pieces. It'd be lovely to have like this little round piece to stick on something, but... Just gonna cover the edges of this guy here. Okay, we got the fire selector, we got that. What I will do actually, like after I've sprayed it, is I'll move that fire selector so we don't have that down arrow, and I'll then just kind of respray it. That's looking pretty good so far. Okay, so that's the lower done. Okay, upper is going to be the end of the barrel, because I do not want anything getting in the barrel. And then we're almost wanting to... Like, I don't particularly want paint on the barrel, but it doesn't make a big difference. It's going to be a barrel I'm probably going to replace either way with a better inner barrel. The suppressor, same thing. Just going to put a bit of tape over the end here and here. Okay, that's there, and then the same on the other end, just to keep the threads protected. Okay, and then this entire hop unit upper piece is going to be the big part. I'm going to try and close this dust cover because I don't want to get rid of that 300 blackout. Like, it's got the 300 blackout written on the inside of it, and I don't really want to get rid of that. So this tape is like just wide enough to cover, but it's not perfect because it would be great to have a little bit of overhang. Do two pieces. So I'm going to do this piece here, just going to go along this edge where I was. And then same the other side. probably just keep checking this as I'm doing everything. It's going to be there. This guy. Put here. Okay, and then I'm going to need to do okay, so that's there, and then this dust cover, I'm going to do the same. Put it up into this edge. Tiny bit more here. That should be good. I'm going to make sure it doesn't get into this upper chamber. It's going to be the big one. Okay, so that is pretty good. These bits, I'm just going to wrap this here. You can just do that. Just because I don't want it to affect like just getting inside. If there's paint, it might just rub a little bit. So that one's fine there. This guy, I think we'll be okay with that, and that is about it. I think we should be good other than that. So what I'm going to do now, actually just put a little one on here. Extra piece there. Right there. Okay, so I think we're good to go. So that is basically me taping it, guys. What I'm now going to do is go outside, lay down some stuff, and then we're going to get... Okay, you can see now basically I've laid out what I'm going to spray. This is just going to be like lots and lots of different modes of this. Now what I've gone with today for right now is Krylon sand. That's what I'm going to do as a base coat. So I'm just going to try and basically just cover everything in this. Make sure I'm actually like not spraying myself, but I'm going to do one like coat basically this way, then I'm going to turn them over, then I'm going to do the same, I'm going to do the same. So this could be quite boring, but I'm going to try and do this quickly so you don't have to watch too much of it. What I find is I like to keep the actual like can quite far away from where it is. If you go too close, it does the like kind of, you know, spray too much of the colouring, and then it just kind of starts dripping or does that horrible like drip style. So if you almost just keep far away, try and just put it on as a like base coat that goes on slowly. Make sure you're getting like all the different angles, so from above, from below. Move this out of the way. Definitely surrounding stuff gets hit as well, so. And with this, I'm just going to do and try and make it as like dark as, or sandy as possible. I want to try and get as much kind of like base coat as I can, because I'm going to be spraying over with different colours afterwards. With stuff like the stock, with the, you can see there I probably went a bit too hard there. I think I'm okay, but that would have been a bit close to putting too much paint in one area. With stuff like the stock and with the rail, I almost want to make sure I'm getting in between all of the different pieces. Like, you know, there's actually like inside of the rail. Obviously I've now sprayed or covered the inside of that barrel, so hopefully you're not getting any paint inside the actual replica. Okay, so now what I'll normally do is just rotate this around. So you can see here on that piece there, I just haven't got any on that top rail. It's obviously going to be an important part for me to be spraying. Probably should have just bought the DE base. They do one, I think, which, I don't know if it was available when I bought mine, but they do a version which is like a desert tan, one of these SDs. That grip, probably most of it is just going to scrape off. So it might not be not that important for me to be spraying the grip, I would say, because you are rubbing with your hand on it constantly. Right, so now I'm just going to go underneath this little lower piece. When I rotate it, I should hopefully be able to get more kind of areas of it as well. There will be areas that I miss as well, like there always is. Okay, so I think for right now we're going to leave it like that. And we're going to come back in about 25 minutes and then I'm going to like basically turn it over, do another load. Okay, so it's pretty dry now, so I'm just going to like rotate very gently, try not to touch anything, not move any of the, not try and move any of the paint of the tape. Okay. Same paint. every time you're changing it, like the angles are getting different. So I need to make sure that I'm like going it from above, from below, from the side, everything. Not just thinking, oh right, well I've sprayed this side, so that's fine. I need to come back down this way. Okay, so I think that's round 2. So we're gonna just leave that now, and already this is like 2/3 out, I think, this can. So we're gonna leave that for now. We'll come back, we'll rotate it again, we'll do another little touch up, and then we'll okay, let that one dry. So what I'm going to do now is basically I'm just taking a load of painter's tape. I'm just going to like, I just ripped it all up. I put it into little lines like this, kind of like tiger stripes. I'm just going to lay some of these across the replica just in that kind of direction, and then I'm just going to spray it over with the next paint. So bear with me, and we'll get this one done. I don't want to do too much. Rotate this around because this is going to be the same direction, so I want all the tiger stripes to be going basically in the same way. Okay, so I'm going to quickly just go and grab my next color. And okay, right, so now for this one, we're just going to do this one side first, and then I'm going to switch over and do more stripes. But this is going to be our Deep Forest Green, and this is from Rust-Oleum. So I'm not going to like fully go like I have done the entire time, but I'm going to get kind of like pretty heavy with some of this. do like the other side here, because obviously I want to put stripes there as well, but I do want to make sure I'm getting all of this bit here. And I'm just going to make sure I'm getting solid like little bits like that. Hoping that that is probably, oh, we need to make sure we do the back here as well. And I left my unlock piece. Okay, so I think that right now should be pretty good. So I'm going to leave that like that. I'm going to leave that like that, and then I'm going to come back, put some more tape on the other side, rotate it, put more tape on the other side, then do the same on that side, and then finally we're going to pull the tape off, and then I'm just going to do some light kind of brush with some... Okay, so I've left that to dry for about half an hour, so now I've just touched it and it feels pretty dry. But I'm going to basically just switch this over. See how clean the colour is now in comparison. Switch all this over. Here, and then I'm going to start doing these pieces now. I think with the rails they're the most obvious, so just make sure if we're going this way, this top to bottom. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this, which is the Rust-Oleum deep forest green. I'm just going to go with a spray over the top of this, underneath there. Got it on the top rail. And I think that's going to be about it. A bit more there. Okay, so that should be good for now. I'm going to basically leave that now, then I'm going to come back, peel off the layers, do a brownish kind of color on top. Okay, I left it for another 20 minutes. I'm gonna flip them back over again and then do the removal of these stickers without removing the important part, which is all the tape blocking those areas.
So if we remove, you can see like how bright the remaining parts are. Where I'll forget one of them and I'll be like, oh, where was that one? So that's good, that's good, that's good. This one we can take off. Big one. Side. Okay, so I think that's those done. So we can move. Okay, this guy. So that should be good. So what I'm going to do now is just put a little bit of brown. And I'm going to try and basically like put it away from a distance so it's not getting too much dark on it. This one is Rust-Oleum Camouflage Earth Brown. So I want to make these parts a bit dirtier. Like the rail bit, but I don't want to get too dirty. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to leave that like that, and then I'm going to basically let it dry, flip it again. Should be a quick one. Once I've flipped it, obviously do more brown. And then I'm actually going to do a lighter sand colour over the top, and we'll see if that kind of just... Okay, so I'm just going to rotate it now quickly. I think this brown paint's taking a little bit longer to dry than the other ones. Which I don't know if that's just because maybe it's a bit later in the day. But it feels like it's getting hotter. So let's get some of this tape off. Stop tube, and I think that was it. And should be it. So I'm going to go back again, use the old brown one, not to get too heavy on it. Okay, I think that should be about it. Okay, we'll let it dry again, and then I will be back for one more flip, a little spray. Okay, so I'm going to try and lighten the color up a bit. This one's with Krylon khaki. So again, it's just going to be a little general. That should just give it a little bit of pop to it. So I think that should be good. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to flip it over. Okay, I'm going to flip it to the other side. Give that last little pop with the khaki. Here. I think it should be pretty good. Okay, so I think that's going to be cool. I now just need to wait for this to dry, and then I'm going to do a little coat. Okay, so the phono part's going to be this, which is matte, UV resistant, clear acrylic coating, Krylon. If I don't put this on, then it's not actually going to. Let me just do one more. Spread this here. If I don't put this on, then the actual paint's just going to peel off. So. To do a couple of layers of this. This one's harder because you can't really see where it's on. So I kind of just need to keep putting it on. Spray. Okay, so I'm just going to flip these over. My little son is as a spider. He's trying to make a friend.
Oh.
Leo, no. Stay back, okay? Stay back.
Daddy?
Huh?
These?
His daddy's.
The daddies?
Yeah.
These.
That's mine. Don't touch, please. No touch. Okay. Okay, stand back. Get back.
What?
It's smelly. Smells bad.
Two.
You done poop here?
Two.
Charlie doing poop here? Charlie, stop pooing. He's pooping. Watch out for the poo-poo behind you. Watch out, it's on the floor. You see the poo-poo?
Yeah. Two.
Don't touch it. Charlie, why are you doing poo-poo there?
Don't touch the apple.
Don't touch the poo-poo.
Little water. Is that what?
The what?
Okay, so here we are, last part of the paint video. You saw me kind of like doing all the bits. Hopefully it wasn't too boring, but this is the last part now where I've actually got everything together. You can see it's dark outside now, so I decided just to sit down in front of the desk. But I literally just brought this in. I peeled off the bits of tape. So as you can see here, you've kind of got the black areas obviously is where the original is. I think it's come out really nicely. Like you can kind of see the texture on it is... It's kind of this matte finish and it's not coming off in my fingers, which is great. If I scratch it, I am getting a slight mark. So I might do like one more coat on it after I've kind of like worked out if this is what I want to do. But to be honest, I think it's actually going to hold up pretty well. I've put, I think, basically 2 full coats on each side of the replica. Forgot to take off this piece of tape on the inside barrel. But I do like now how that inner barrel is not there anymore. You can see that. You can see now it's slightly bronze in terms of the finish, but that's obviously going to be in there. So I'm going to put this back together. What we'll start with is the actual grip to go on here. Everything's working great. I don't think I got any paint in the areas that I didn't want to. Let's hope. Oh, the other bit I haven't done is remove the tape around the trigger, which again is good that I got kind of convinced it wasn't there, but it's definitely one of those areas where I'm hoping no paint got in. But I did a fairly good job in the end, I think, of wrapping it. A knife would make this easier. Okay, so that's kind of there where that paint was. You can see I've just dropped that bolt, which is annoying. You can see where the paint was there. You can see here in the top, no paint got in the actual internals, just all on the outside. I just dropped a bolt, which is what I needed. It just fell out the side of this. Okay, one sec. I'm going to pause. I'm going to find this bolt and then I'll be back. Okay, found it. That didn't take too long, luckily. You know when your head starts to go like, okay, right, now I'm going to need to go and find another bolt. Okay, so this is going to be tight, I think, getting this on initially. Because obviously now I've got like paint, which is on both surfaces. But that's actually gone on pretty nicely. I do think this is going to look pretty cool. I'd love to know what you guys think, because I know, like if it's your own work, you're always going to think, oh, this is pretty cool, look what I've done. But actually being told by other people if they think it's cool or not is actually either a lot more fun or a lot more painful. Is that going in? No, it's not going in. This is too small. Have I just picked up? I think I picked up the wrong bolt, maybe. No, I haven't. I put it the right bolt. So for some reason that just wasn't biting. There we go. That sat a lot better. Maybe that was just the issue there. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be in there nicely. Perfect. I think looks pretty cool. I'll show you guys this in the daylight as well with my follow-up like review videos of this, but I do think that whole Noveske logo there with that little tiger stripe coming across it looks pretty awesome. Fire selector's great. That's working well. As I said, I think this actual grip is going to end up basically just having problems here. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So my kid apparently, or sorry, the dog decided to chew. Annoyingly, my print just failed as well. I'm just looking at the annoying printer. For some reason, there's something on these dye-free co-grips, like the ones that I've been printing. It gets to a certain level and the printer just like fails. So I think there's something in the design where it's like trying to go over a point like too hard and knocks it off. Anyway, my dog decided to eat the TV remote, turn the TV off, and then my kid's screaming, "Daddy, why is the TV off?" Okay, so we have, next I'm going to put the upper together because then we can kind of actually put the body of the replica together. Put this guy here. And that looks pretty cool as well. Little Noveske N, just the only blacked off bit. Or sorry, the Noveske logo. Now these pins might be painted in slightly. So I might need to get my little hole punch just to bang them out. Just see if this will do it instead. Okay, that seems good. Just get the actual paint off the parts here. That's scratching off fine. And then this bit will be the same. But that pin's a lot better protected. Okay, now this is going to be a tightish one. Okay, that's gone straight in, nice. And then that has gone in there as well. So that there is now what this guy is looking like, which, I don't know, I think that's pretty awesome. I think it looks pretty... I was thinking, why has this thing gone in so easily? And then I realized I haven't actually put the buffer in the buffer tube and the spring. So I've now just messed that up big time. I think this is going to be jammed right now. So I don't think I want to take the buffer tube off, but that might be something I have to do. I've literally now got this stuck in the actual tube. I feel like it should just bang down, because basically that bolt has now just gone straight in there. That was the dumbest thing I've ever done. Okay, let me pause it for 1 sec. I'm going to get this out. I'll tell you how I do it and then I'll get back on it. Okay, it wasn't too hard. It literally took me a second. I just kind of like banged this onto a rubber kind of part of my floor. It just knocked it down through. I can't believe I did that. It's because I didn't have these parts sitting out in front of me. Well, that's what I'm going to say anyway. Okay, so I'm going to put the spring back in. Then going to put the actual buffer in there. So now we're good.
I've done the other way around quite a few times, you know, where you like accidentally don't put the bolt in, close it, and then the actual spring and the buffer just shoot forward. But actually doing it like that, I've never done before. But that's actually working well now. That actually sounds really good, and it feels really, really good. Okay, so the other things that we did the painting on was the suppressor. So I think that kind of looks cool as well. You've obviously got a tracer unit in it, so I wanted to leave some of that open for muzzle flash. This may be a bit hard just to get onto the threads initially. We'll see. What's going on? I probably should try and keep it from rubbing on the edges as it's going in. I hate when these things do this. You know, it's like the threads go the other way, each of them. So it means that when you tighten it fully, then the actual other part starts releasing. I'm just going to tighten this up fully before I attach it. So as I got that one on there tight, this starts to untighten. So I'm going to put that on super tight now. And then we'll, oops, sorry, wrong way. Okay, so that's now on. Yeah, I think that looks pretty sweet. Right, so the only thing that's not going to be like black or sorry painted is this, and I was thinking maybe I should just do it. I might do it in a future video, just depends on what you guys tell me in this one. If you're like, hey, you should do it, it looks weird without, then I'll get on it. This is, again, it's got some paint and some clear coat on it, so it's going to be a bit tighter, a bit more snug. That's going to get on there nicely. I think we were about here when we put it on previously. It's just so much more like matte and sticky now than it used to be. I think it was here. That's where I liked it. Trying not to like damage paint as much as I can, but to be honest, it's going to happen. I think we're about there. Okay, that's cool. I think that was right. No, one back maybe. There we go, that's right. Now I need to get this. A bit bigger. It does just feel a lot cooler in the hand, that feeling of it being way more just kind of like grippy. It's like when you've got, you know, some like shiny new metal thing, and then you've got something with some like real texture to it, like this. Just feels way, way cooler. Okay, so let's tighten it up. It's definitely not going to be like a Cerakote though, where this thing's like baked on and then it's going to work perfectly. Okay, I don't think it looks too bad blacked out. Right, this one, oh, I forgot. We need to actually release this a bit, don't we, before we put it on. This one's going to go here. What is the length we need for this? So I'm just going to put this on as we built it out in the last video. So as it was looking before taking it down at the start of this one. But as I said in that video and in this one, I've got a feeling I might end up changing this, the hand grip. And again, because there's that like paint, it's just a little bit more snug getting it on. Okay. Even the paint's like hugging the screw. Okay, I don't need to put it on any tighter than that. Okay, that's good. We'll tighten back down the suppressor again. Okay, that's good. Right, and then we need to put this on, which is my... Ooh, I might have to put this back a section. Because I think this is going to be too close to where we are. No, maybe not. I think that's perfect. We got it. We're going to grab this guy. Okay, that's on there. So that's going to go there. That's going to get rubbed off pretty bad. And then finally, we're going to put this guy. What I actually stupidly didn't do was put the put this little extra part. I didn't actually spray paint that, so I don't know what I was thinking there. But I should have been thinking I need to spray this. I'm trying to think which way round I have this. No, it's this way. Okay, we're going to go with this guy. So I could always spray that again afterwards. It's just, it's going to be very hard to get the exact same look. I can copy it, I can go back, I can look at the video that you guys are watching, and I can say, like, great, this one's going to work, but it's probably never going to look exactly the same. Okay, see that guy. Okay, so this now is how this guy is going to look with standard black bag in. It's probably not going to be quite as cool, but I think that now, compared to what it looked like before, the Double Eagle N4 NSR-SD is looking pretty damn cool. So I'm pretty happy with this thing. Let me know what you guys think. I'll do a little close up on the paint so you can have a look at that quickly as well.
Let's do this guy. Right. So this is what the paint is now looking like. So hopefully this has been like interesting to watch, but also now if you're wanting to do a paint job yourself, then it's on a gas blowback. You can kind of have an idea of like how I've done it. I may well have, you know, if I was doing it again, I might do like maybe 1 or 2 more coats of the clear coat. Like I think I did more on my MTW, and this one isn't scratching yet, but I've got a feeling this one's gonna scratch easier than that one because I put maybe like 4 or 5 coats on top of that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoy this. If you could leave a like and subscribe, etc., that'd be amazing. Thank you so much for all the support of the channel. It's been really great so far. It's been growing tons in the last like 6 months, so really, really happy. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day wherever you are, and stay tuned for more content on this one. Bye-bye.